Hola, amigos, and welcome to another episode of La Vida Verde podcast. I am your host, Matthew Human, here at Finca Vida Verde. And my guest today is Stefy Milazzo. Stefy is a health and nutrition coach and a naturopath practicing natural medicine. She is the founder of Construye Salud with her husband, Guillaume. And she is also a mother originally from Venezuela. I see her at the market every week. I'm very excited to have this conversation. And I see she brought some food with her. So we're in for a treat. We hope you enjoy. Stefy Milazzo, bienvenidos. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me here.
So Stephanie is I know you from the Mercado de la Tierra. Every week she is serving up her raw food and dried dehydrated foods at the feria here, our local farmers market every Sunday. You're there without fail. And I was noticing, and she's a great promoter of her products. And I was like I'm like, you're so good at promoting your brand. Do you want to come on the podcast? Because we've talked a little bit about raw foods. I think I told you I was a raw foodist for a while.
Yeah.
That's kind of that's a passion of yours.
Yeah. Currently, yes, I have like maybe 6 years without eating any cooked foods.
6 years.
Yeah.
Nothing cooked.
No.
Do you
no.
heat things up a little bit?
And the dehydrator. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But on the oven or things like that, no, I think it's not something that I usually do. Maybe for my husband or for my girl, but for me, no.
So they're not raw. You're raw.
No, they don't. They prefer to eat cooked stuff, and it's okay. I don't have any problem with that. It's just that for me, I prefer to eat that this way. Sometimes I eat some cooked foods, but it was a long time ago. And when I was pregnant of her, I was craving a lot of potatoes, and you know that you cannot eat raw potatoes. That will be not delicious.
Definitely don't eat raw potatoes.
No, it's super toxic.
So even when you were pregnant, you were eating raw.
Yeah, almost the whole pregnancy. Just at the end of the pregnancy, like the last month maybe, I was there like more interested in having like broccoli or potatoes. That was like the main cravings that I was having it.
And what got you into? I mean, I know from doing it, it's like it's not the norm in society. It's like
Yes.
you have to kind of go out of your way to eat that way and to be eat a good nutritional balance too, because you have to like prepare food in a certain way to like make sure you're getting all your nutrition and to keep it raw. So what got you into it?
Well, actually, I started with eating like more vegetarian because my family was super, super sick. Like they all now currently they're obese, like morbid obese. They suffer from a lot of diseases, like for example, cardiovascular diseases, diabetes. Some of my grandfathers have like cancer and stuff. So I was looking for a way to heal, to avoid to suffer from those things. And I was noticing that they eat in a certain way. Yeah. So I was like, okay, let's going to change some habits here. So my family, imagine that my grandfather was a butcher. So I am like that, and I don't know, the nemesis or something like that, because it's super, super different. And they started like, no, you're going to get sick. And I was like, no, dude, you are the sick ones now. So I want to eat differently.
Tell us about your family. You're originally from Venezuela?
Yes, I was born in Venezuela, but both of my grandparents grandfathers, they are from Italy.
I was going to say your name is super Italian.
Yeah. And both my grandmothers are from Venezuela, like very indigenous people. So I have a mix weird there, but it's cool. And of course, they were super sick. They are super sick. Well, both of them. So I changed my diet and I started to see a lot of improvements. Like, for example, I started to suffer from type 2 diabetes. I stopped suffering from, I don't know how to say it in
You were
English.
overweight too?
Yes, I was having 80 pounds overweight.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like a fridge, that big, like a fridge. that size. Yeah.
Okay.
And it was very funny because when I started to eat this way, my family was all the time complaining that I was gonna be sick, that I was going to die or whatever. And I was like, no, dude, I'm feeling amazing, and I am losing weight like so easily.
Mm.
So I heal a lot of diseases, digestive issues. I was suffering from a lot of them. Like I don't know the name in English, but it's like leaky gut, I think.
Yep.
Leaky gut, and also like
Mm.
irritation of the colon and all that area. I don't know the name.
Colitis.
Colitis.
Yeah.
Yes, we say that
Well,
that way.
colitis is just like a general.
Yeah, term. Yeah,
Yeah, it's not. There's not really. It's yeah. So,
yeah,
you got something wrong with your colon,
yeah. A
which
lot of
most people
stuff.
do
Yeah,
actually.
actually. So I was suffering from a lot of heavy things, and then when I changed my diet. I started to heal a lot of stuff without using anything. Yeah.
Mm.
So then I turned it to veganism because I just felt like I didn't want to eat any more eggs or cheese or whatever. And then after a while I was like, I don't know, I was watching something in social media and I was like, dude, this girl, it's I don't know if you know her. It's a fully raw Christina.
Christina, fully
Yeah,
raw.
I
Yeah.
was like, oh my goodness, how does she does? Like I was super surprised. And then I was like, no, but you need to know about nutrition to do this because it's
Mhm.
not what everything like everyone does. So I started to study like naturopath and nutrition and health coach, and then I realized that you can do that with structure because if you're not, you're gonna get sick like with any other diet. So I
Mhm.
started to work more on that, and yeah, that's it. That is what I do now. Actually, I help people to heal their diseases and stuff while they get super sexy and tone.
Yeah, being
Yeah.
sexy and tone. What's up? Oh, y'all like it. I mean, I actually can relate. Like when I was, I think 16, I was 40 pounds overweight, and I went to the doctor, and I was just like, my mind, I had really bad acne, and I was like,
Mhm.
why am I fat and have bad skin? And the doctor was just like, what are you eating? And I'm like, I don't know what I was told to eat, So starting to pay attention on that level. I've also had a similar, journey, and I also did raw food I only did it for 1 year
Yeah.
fully, but vegan for almost 15 and vegetarian for, well, I eat fish a little bit sometimes, but I've been very conscious of my food choices for quite a long time. So I understand. I believe in the power of food to,
To heal.
yeah, and our diets make such a huge impact.
Yes, it's very important because it's one of the things that you do all the time. You are till you die, you're eating. Like sleeping, those are like the basics. So you have to be very aware of what you're putting on your body, and especially because everything has not only a vibration, if you want to put it like more on the more non-tangible things, but also an information that is for your body. So you have to give the right information to your body to work properly. And actually I have noticed that a lot of people that gets very very sick, that depends a lot of medications and stuff, when they start to work on their nutrition, they get better results that with medication itself. It's not that it's something bad or you have to be super extremist that you never are gonna take. No, it's not about that, because we live in a society that is more complex than that, and you have an emotional and mental needs that you need to cover, and you cannot be all the time covering everything with food. So it's going to be a cycle, where you're never going to heal your diseases if you
Mhm.
keep doing that way.
No.
No, no, I
And so
know it's
you
deep.
you mentioned Igenics, which is like you said it's the body healing itself. Can you talk about a little bit about Igenics?
Yeah, the hygienism is a medicine that created the Dr. Shelton, and he based everything. He did everything based on the principles of the body, in natural, like watching nature, like how it works. He's a doctor, and he was a physician in the United States, and he developed everything based on watching or seeing, studying nature. Like for example, which animal on earth cooks what they're gonna be eating? No, there is no animal that does that, only us, because we want to eat stuff that are not made for our body in theory, yes. So that is very interesting, because when I was in Spain and I was studying parallel nutrition and health coaching and naturopathy, I was also studying philology. Yeah,
Philology?
I don't know if that's the right name in English, but I was learning languages. Yeah, like
Ah,
literature, art,
like linguistics.
history. Yeah,
Okay.
kind of. Yeah. So I was studying German literature and German history and everything. So I speak German because of that, and also a little bit of English.
Du sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Ein bisschen, yes, aber ich habe viel vergessen now. Um, well, yeah. In that moment, I was doing my final work for getting my to graduate myself, and then I started to mimic, like, no, not mimic. It's like applying these principles of food in literature. So I started to read a lot of seminars, a lot of information, and before and the history of humans, we have been like associating all the time like spiritual reasons to eat that way, to eat very raw, very like clean, very fruit based, like only fruits, maybe bread, yogurt. That is for someone that is super spiritual, that wants to dedicate his life or her life to the spirit.
Mm.
And when I was reading all that, it started to make some sense also, because you also have in the history that society has given like a certain like beliefs or attached to some foods, some information, like for example, if you eat like more like meat or bread or I don't know, maybe more cooked food, you are not like so wild, like so
Mm.
you are not out of society like those people tend to do. Yeah. So it was very fun to notice that, very fun to learn about all that stuff. And well, actually, it was very interesting to see how the body responds, but how also, like you were saying, how can go against this society norms that we have. Because if
Mhm.
you eat that way, you may not be like integrated, like belong to something. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the thing. It's like, you go I couldn't enjoy family dinners and stuff like
Yeah.
that because
Yeah.
my mom isn't gonna, and it's like it's not that you can't make exceptions sometimes, but like going from eating a fully clean raw diet, your body starts to adapt in a different way. Like the enzymes change, and so going and eating a giant bowl of pasta is not always easy after
Yeah.
that. It's a hard night of digestion and like
Yes.
it's
It's
like you have to
very.
kind of I don't know. They don't necessarily like unless you're, my path is why I've kind of now come to like the middle ground, which is like I still eat a lot of raw vegetable. I eat a lot of raw foods, but just to keep myself culturally present,
Yeah.
I'm not so strict on either way, but I also understand, dude, the most fun times I've ever had are with raw vegans because they're just crazy. I don't know, there's a vibe. I hear what you're saying about like the spirit thing. It's like, and I say this as somebody who doesn't eat this way anymore, but like the best part, like the most natural non-drug induced parties I've been to have been the raw. I used to play the Raw Spirit Festival every year, and I played this one called I can't remember the name of it. It was another raw. It was a fruitarian 80-10-10. Doug.
Maybe Douglas
It
Graham.
wasn't Douglas Graham. It was based on his writing, his 80-10-10 thing. But it was a festival up in Pennsylvania that was a bunch of raw vegans, 80
Mm.
fruitarians up there, and man, it's just like there's a vibe that is so present because people are so just have so much energy.
Yes,
There
that's
is
true.
an I know this is true. Like I'm
Yeah.
not I wouldn't I even though I don't, like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but it's like I get it. I
Yeah, yeah.
understand it.
Yeah, it's also because of what Shelton says. Like when you are saving a lot of energy and digestion, because usually when you eat this way, like society eats, you are wasting a lot of energy and digestion. So if you're wasting a lot of energy on your digestion, you don't have energy to be social enough like you would like to, or to do projects or stuff like you would like to, because like 80% of your energy, living energy, can go to a digestive process. So you're gonna be losing a lot of energy just in digestion, just to because you're eating. So for my experience, I think eating is not to take you away the energy, is to maintain it or give it more. So you have to do it a strategically. Sorry. So for
Oh, where
example,
did you learn? I might just hold on. Where did you
sorry.
learn English? Your English is actually very good. I actually didn't even know you spoke English until about last week when I mean we've talked a little bit, but your
But not
English is
that deep,
quite
yeah.
advanced. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I learned by myself, like listening music, watching movies, and I want to know what it is. And I was like translating
Wow, you
everything.
taught yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I really like languages, like from very, very little.
So growing up in Venezuela, you were like,
Yes.
I'm gonna learn English.
Yeah. And I was in love of Backstreet Boys. So I needed to learn, I was like listening
This
to
is what you and
them.
Yvonne have in common. He's also from Venezuela, and he's a huge Backstreet Boys fan. I'm
Yeah.
always I always have to turn. Yvonne, please just turn off the Backstreet Boys just for one time.
Yeah, I don't know. We had that culture. It was very fun. I remember I was the only one that can sing them very well. So that also, like,
Will you sing some Backstreet Boys for us? Come on.
no, like,
Backstreet's back. All
right.
right. Yes. We did it. Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's get that out of the way. Okay.
Yeah. No, it was super fun actually. But well, yeah, as I was telling you, yes, with the energy stuff, it's true. We have the people that eats this way has so much energy. It's like nonstop, like nonstop. Like sometimes you have to calm down to go to bed
Yeah.
because you cannot. You just want to do things. And it's also based because we are giving the best food for our bodies. Yeah, we're giving the most nutritious, dense foods like minerals, vitamins, phytonutrients, all that. And beside that, it's carbohydrate based.
Mm-hmm.
So your body is made to function on carbohydrate.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're giving all the time carbohydrates, you're gonna have all the time energy. Yeah.
Yeah. So I studying like I went through a health crisis about. I was after the raw vegan thing. Actually, I was not in eating so much that I was eating vegan, but I got candida
Mm,
not from eating. It was from
emotional
it would
stuff.
no, it was from antibiotics. Like
Okay.
I had gotten in sick and I had to take antibiotics. I had a staph infection, and that's what kind of led me. And then I had another hospital visit for I stepped on a glass and sliced my foot open, so they gave me more antibiotics. That led me down a path of like
Mm,
gnarly, like I thought, and actually I even did more damage because even after taking those 2 rounds of antibiotics, I thought I had a parasite because I was so sick
yeah.
that I took more antibiotics and an antifungals to try and like kill this perceived bacteria. As it later I found out
Yeah.
through a naturopath, and I love naturopathic doctors because they're like, she was the first one that was like, dude, whatever you're trying to kill is been dead long ago. Let's rebuild.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what does that even mean? How are we not taught that this is a thing? We have this kind of Western mindset that you've got something wrong, you've got to kill it with something.
Yeah.
But the truth is, inside of our stomachs, there's all this gut flora that when it gets out of balance it's not about, you can't kill it out of existence.
Mhm.
You have to encourage its growth.
Yeah,
So,
especially for example, candida. You have candidas on your mouth and on your intestines, yes, on your gut. So it's just about balance, like to feed the right bacteria or to feed the right stuff.
right.
Because if not, well, the bad stuff are gonna grow. It's just like everything actually in life, because thoughts are like that, emotions are like that.
Sure.
So it's very like what is inside is outside. So it's very interesting that part. And as you were saying with the social part, that when you are a raw vegan, it could be difficult if you want to. But for example, for me, since I work from a holistic approach, I know that relationships are more than food. When I go to a meeting, I know I'm going because of people. I'm not going for the food itself.
Mm.
So I don't mind. I just skip it. Skip it. I just skip it and that's it. I just be there and present. If I am worrying all the time about what I have to eat, and only like the food police, it's gonna be super boring. I'm not focusing on people and regarding your eyes or watching your eyes and connecting deeply with you. It's just like food, food, food. It's super annoying.
Mm.
So that's a good thing that I think that it's important to work on.
How do you approach it as a mother? Like, will your daughter, does she doesn't eat what you eat?
She eats mainly raw the whole day, and at night she eats something cooked. Yeah, it
Like
has.
simple grains, or is she
Yeah,
do you
no,
do
she
the
eats
vegan
like.
thing, or
Yeah, she's vegan, of course,
your
from
husband,
birth.
you guys
My
are
husband
whole
also.
family
Yeah, the
vegan?
whole
Okay.
family. And she eats just like sweet potatoes, peas, broccoli, like regular stuff, very basic.
Uh-huh.
The struggle has been with the other kids because when, for example, we go to the market, she sees all the kids eating stuff that she doesn't eat and we don't have in the house, and she has
Like a
never seen
sticky
it.
bun
Yeah, and she's
from
like, "Mom,
Shanti.
I want to try that," and I went like, "No, baby, we don't eat that on the house, you know, baby." But it has been a struggle. I know that she's gonna try that, and
When she
it's
when she's old enough to get it
yeah,
at her own,
yeah,
she
she's
will.
gonna do it, and I know, and I just surrender. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think, we're coming from this like extreme. We came from an extreme where it's like almost all we ate was like crap food. And
Yeah.
I think our bodies can probably handle a little bit of crap
Yeah,
food.
of course. Actually,
Like,
for example, my clients, of course, I don't force people to eat the way I do. That it will be non-professional at all. I let them eat whatever they want to eat, just that I like organize the proportions in a way that their body is going to be always healing and not getting too like over with toxins overload. Yeah, but because that is the key. It's like 80-20 rule, you have to be 80% consistent, clean, and etc. And at 20%, you can eat whatever you want to eat. That you can just give you that the pleasure to enjoy certain
so
stuff.
what are your clients like? What is your kind of you mostly help people like around nutrition and like creating meal plans, or
Yeah, I basically what I do right now currently, I'm helping basically more women. Yeah, but lately I have been getting more males. Yeah, more male clients. I help them to get lean, to get toned, to get like more physique like body that they
Mhm.
want, their dream body, we will say, without restriction, without anxiety, without to need the need to go to a gym. Yes, so we do that. Very basic. We do a whole program of 3 months where we rebuild the habits, not only with the food, but also with emotional work that we need to get done, and also a mental work, because if you don't have the mindset to do this, you can do that for a short term, but you're not gonna keep it long term. So we have to make like our new chip, a new software we have to install. Yeah, and also learning to manage emotion differently than with food, because if not, you're not gonna make it.
right? Do you think a lot of people they manage their emotions
Yeah.
with food?
Oh, wow. Wow. It's amazing. I see it on the market as a professional when I see people eating. I don't want to judge anyone. I know how it is because I was there too. But I see when, for example, us as a parent, sometimes we know that our kids are asking for food emotionally, and we give them the food instead of giving what they need. And I know I have done that.
Mm.
I do it with fruits or things like that, yeah. But it's the same principle. So it's a lot of people is all the time managing their emotions with food, for sure.
Mm. And you're an athlete. You mentioned
Yes.
what do you
Well,
play sports or?
well, currently, I am an athlete from FP. It's a functional pattern methodology. It's a different way of movement than we're used to. It's not like the typical gym girl that is going to be like carrying some heavy weight.
Weights?
No, it's just like we're all the time improving the. I don't know how to say it in English, but
Core?
no, it's just like how you walk. How do
Oh.
you how to say
Yeah,
that?
what's the word?
Ciclo de
Like
marcha.
posture, like
No,
you in
ciclo de marcha, we say in Spanish.
ciclas.
like the gait cycle,
Ah,
yeah, the
okay.
gait cycle, yeah, because you like 80% of the time you're all the time standing or walking. The rest of the time you maybe be seated or laying down, yeah. So you need to have a right posture and a right connection with the muscles to make the movements right, yeah, because that is what it is like the main characteristic of from us as humans.
Mhm.
We walk in our two legs, yeah. So we need to do that very well. We're very well done. So we are always like trying to improve the gait cycle and the posture and eliminate the compensations that we develop because when you were a kid, you never learn how to, no one teach you how to walk. You just did it. So in
Yeah.
that process, you
Yeah.
were like compensating because you didn't know what else. And then you have, oh, back pain, oh, pain here, there, scoliosis, whatever. And it's just because your fascias are not aligned and you are not using the muscles that you should be using.
But it's interesting you say that because I think so much of what are like these things are, and I used to say this about like, forgive my crudeness, but even like using the bathroom and the
Yeah.
toilet, it's like no one ever taught me how to use the bathroom properly or how digestion and like elimination works. It's like one of these things we don't want to even approach because it's like, oh, it's poop or whatever. It's like,
Yeah.
but it's the most basic one. It just like walking. It's like there's three things that we do that are like eating, walking, and pooping, or like
Yeah.
and sleeping.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
these are kind of the main four things we do throughout a day.
And during our whole life, you know?
And we're not taught to do it properly or like, in a way that's very like efficient. You'd think that would be the thing we'd figured out the most as humans is how to do those four basic things
Yeah.
very efficiently.
Yeah, yeah. So I work a lot with the like tangible stuff like the body, like very, very on earth. I am not that much of a
Spiritual.
spiritual stuff, but I work spirituality on my own way. And yeah, but basically when you take care of your body like you are supposed to, you're gonna live long enough to enjoy life and enjoy everything or your fullest. Yeah, because at the end of the day your body is the one that helps you to reach your dreams and your goals. If you don't have a right body, you can have a lot of money, you're not going to enjoy it. And if you are in love, okay, but if you cannot handle it, for example in intimacy or with your family or whatever, what are you enjoying? Like nothing. You are not, you're just, I don't know, occupying space.
Yeah. No, it's true. What you eat is, and just all of it. But yeah, what you eat really does have a major effect on your energy. And it's all related. It's like when you're overweight, there's so much emotional shit that goes on in your brain.
Yes.
It's like you don't feel healthy, you don't feel sexy, you don't feel attractive, and ultimately you're not that attractive as many
Yeah.
to many people. It's like,
Mm.
yeah, like our society has deemed a certain thing as what's attractive, and or whatever. Maybe it's more than society. Maybe it's a natural instinct of like,
Yeah,
the
it's for
healthier
reproduction stuff.
reproduction, the
Yeah.
healthier looking person is gonna feel more
Yeah, for example, the big glutes, that is a sign that,
big butt.
yeah, big butt. It's a sign that it's very good for reproduction in the case of women.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Oh,
for
the
our
hips.
unconscious, yes, the hips and also the muscle
Uh-huh.
itself, and also it's for survival because the ones that have big butt, a big butt,
Big booty.
big booty can run faster, too. So that's those are
Oh.
things that are very fun, as well as like
Chase
a
down the
yeah, yeah, as well as the flat stomach. It's like no fat there. It's just like long term, like you can live long term, yeah, because you're not gonna have diseases. It's just unconscious. It's like super animal like,
Hmm.
yeah. So it's normal that we feel attracted to those type of physiques, yeah. And regard to food, I brought you a burger. You want to try it?
Yes. I'm gonna try it on the podcast.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a raw vegan burger.
This is
Yeah,
what you're always promoting in the group.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Always.
Okay. Give it up. This is huge. It's actually quite big. I thought they were small because I've had the small ones and I thought they were like all tiny.
Oh, maybe in a party. I took one on a
Mm-hmm.
party. On the party, yes, I remember.
Hmm. Yeah, it's really delicious. Thank you.
No, it's very good. I know it's
It
very
is.
the flavors are very. I like it. It's
I
very
like the
intense.
bun has that kind of bun vibe to it. It's like I've had a lot of raw food and it's not
No.
all that good. Like making a raw burger is an art
Yes, yes, and
because it's a lot about consistency. It's like
yeah. Raw food is like that. Yeah, if not, you're gonna end up eating just baby food, and that's not nice. Or
baby food.
yeah, baby food, or maybe cupboard like flavor. It's not like that. But this one, I eat it like every day almost. Um, I like it, so I do it
You
like
eat one of these every day?
yeah, yeah. Why not? They are super healthy. They keep me fit. They improve my digestion. They are easy to make, and they are super flavorful.
It's
Like
really good. It's delicious. It's bigger than I thought it was gonna be. I think you should mention.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
glad we mentioned this because I was like, I only had the one that you made
The
at the
tiny
party,
one.
and I was like, oh, they're small. That's
Yeah.
kind of expensive for a small burger.
Yeah, no, but this one is
It's heavy.
It's
It's a
heavy.
good. It's a good snack. And like
Yeah,
the thing I like about it is like, yeah, it's so dense in nutrition.
yeah.
I know that I'm gonna feel really good after eating it.
Yeah, you're not gonna you're gonna feel full, but not heavy.
Yeah.
Like without energy. And normally I serve them with chips, zucchini chips. It's a
zucchini
whole
chips.
meal. Yeah, it's very delicious.
And people, how do people order these, or just at the market, or
on the market, or just they can reach me out on the
you have
WhatsApp.
them at the market
Yes, I always have them on the
ready to
market.
go? You just
Yes.
make it fresh there.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's just
okay.
assemble them because they are ready to eat. And you can freeze the patties. I sell also the patties, and you can freeze them and keep them on the fridge. And you just have to warm them if you want and eat it however you want.
And you've also got some dried fruits there.
Yeah,
I've tried the dried momenchinos are so
it's super
good.
good. Yeah.
I get I like to I have a piece of sesame in my I give them to people and I'm like, tell me what this is, and then
And people do
one
say,
person did know. They're
Yeah.
like, it's a momenchino.
Yeah,
I'm like,
wow.
whoa.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, fruits, and also I do like sweet stuff, like for example, brownies, cinnamon rolls, carrot cakes, cookies. I
Oh,
am
those
making some
they're all really
cookies.
good too.
Yeah.
And the granola, I
The
bought some of your
granola.
granola because I make my own granola, but I make it with oats and stuff. But it's nice to have it in a little snack pack, like a little, because it is super. It's a different vibe. It's like it's not. It's more dense. Like it is more nutritional.
Yeah, and it's
So-
crunchy. It's
and
very
it's crunchy.
crunchy.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
Well, and you mentioned Construye Salud. You said is a project with your husband,
Yes.
Guillaume.
Yes. We have a separate like Instagram's account where
Uh-huh.
we promote our stuff. For example, in Construyes Salud, yeah, is my main. I think that I am the main producer of content to that Instagram account, for example, and my husband has also one that is more for his therapy.
Right.
That is more massage like,
Right.
more different types of massage that he managed, like shiatsu or myofascial release or things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a session with him
Yeah.
a couple it was like almost a year ago when you guys first came. They were
Yeah,
doing like the
yeah.
sign up, so it was a shorty, but it was
Mhm.
delicious.
Yeah.
Just like your food, just like a massage, Construye Salud.
Construye Salud.
And Stefy Milazzo, I'm gonna wipe my hand on my hand. Thank you so much for coming and being on our
for inviting
podcast.
me.
If you want to find her stuff, you can come to the Mercado de la Tierra every Sunday. You were there every
Yes.
Sunday, right?
Yes,
Without
every
fail.
Sunday.
And the Ecoferia as well.
Yeah.
And she's always right there at the front with her delicious foods. And you can get one of these burgers. And also on Instagram, Construye Salud. We'll put it up there.
Yeah, yeah. And also I have YouTube channel. If you speak Spanish, you wanna I think YouTube has the translation, yeah.
Subtitle, yeah.
Yeah, so it's okay.
What's
yeah.
that?
The
What's
page
the
of
channel?
YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay. Construye Salud.
Construye
The same
Salud.
everywhere,
Okay.
yeah. So more easy. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you again. Thanks
Thank
for
you so
being
much.
here.
Thank you.
And they walked up the road, so you're going to walk back with the
Yeah.
family. This is La Vida Verde podcast. My name is Matthew Human. My guest today was Stefy Milazzo. We release episodes every Tuesday on YouTube at noon, around noon. You can also listen on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts. I want to say thank you to Eco Teas Mate for keeping me charged. We're also looking for new sponsors for the show. If you're interested in advertising your product, if it's in line with our brand, please reach out to me. We also have the patreon.com/La Vida Verde podcast. If you don't want to sponsor us, but you want to support it, it's a very small donation, but it helps keep us going. Patreon.com/La Vida Verde podcast. We will be back next Tuesday with another episode. Oh, Facebook, Think of Vida Verde, Instagram Think of Vida Verde CR, and thinkofvidaverde.com. We'll see you next week. Pura vida.
Bye bye. Thank you.